Hey Yoni, we're going to go and check out your front five and pretzel attempts. I went and read through your description here, so I know what's going on coming into these videos, and I'll see what I can spot. All right, first and we'll just break it down scene by scene here instead of trying to do it, watch through the whole thing and then go back. So first of all, this backward pretzel. Yeah, so this is like a pretty standard backboard pretzel first attempt. The reason why you're doing this is it's easier to pretzel once you're like in this position because it loads more pressure onto your foot. So that's why that sliding off feeling is what's going to help you get that like feeling of a pretzel. But you're doing it a little bit too much because you're doing it so much that you're like then coming off the rail, so you're not getting any height. And you see there how your board's not past the rail. So all you need to do for this is try find that pocket of being in this position, but being a little bit more on the rail so you can make it to the end. So that's where the backboard pretzel is so challenging because you need that right amount because the more you're sliding off the rail, the easier it's going to be to generate that pretzel out. But if you do it too much, then you're not going to be getting that height and you're not making it to the end of the rail. So it's not going to like fully count or feel good. So what you need to do is just play around with getting a little bit more on the rail and then just trying to hold it a little bit longer before snapping. Again, it's a fine pocket because if you're too much on the rail, like too much to the center of your board, it's not going to let you pretzel. So what you need to do is find the same position. This position's good, but just shift your weight more onto your front foot. You can sort of see how your gaze is down here. That's okay, but your upper body is also leaned into it. You need to wait to lean into it into at least at the end of the rail. So focus on getting more weight on your front foot. You want even more bent down, more extension. The more bend down and the more twist you can get, the easier it will be to snap it out. But this is a good pocket position. Just get your weight a bit more over the rail and find that balance point, and that'll help you spot it out. That's a good first attempt, and that's like the baseline ideas of what you're trying to do on a backboard pretzel. Just needs a little more locked in. All right, here's front five. Oh, not bad. Let's go and break down why this is happening. First of all, let's go and look at your setup carve. Setup carves are where every trick starts, so we're going to see your timing here. Your timing's pretty good. I might delay getting onto your heel edge a little bit longer here. So notice that you're like on your toe edge all the way back here, and then you're switching to your heel edge, and you're switching to your heel edge like around here, around 3 feet before the jump. You want to be switching to your heel edge more here. So you're going up the spoon and that's when you switch. That's just going to let you go and stay closed off a little bit longer. The other thing I'm noticing here is your chest is pretty open to the jump. What happens when your chest is open to the jump like this doesn't give you as much range of motion to pop. So you can see that you only have this small position to pop. So what I do here is I'd go and take this arm instead of having it pointing straight out in front of you, pull it back more over here, just close off the shoulder. You're not trying to do a full wind up to snap, but you're making sure that your shoulder's not open because this just looks like your chest ball. This just looks like your chest is a little bit open to the jump, what's going to impact your pop. So that with a little bit more delayed timing, when good takeoff, good power here. And let's see what's going wrong. Yeah, so I already can see this is going to be the biggest issue you're having here. And that's you're spotting over your shoulder. So you can see that your gaze is coming up and over your shoulder. You can really see it here. Right here, this goes and does a couple of things that are really problematic. Mostly, it just makes your body super tall. When you're spinning a frontside five, you need to be pulling into the landing. And if you're looking up and over your shoulder, you're not going to be pulling down into that landing because instead you'll be pulling up and around your shoulder. And that's why you're not able to go and hit these landings because you're too tall at this point of the spin. At this point of the spin, you want to be your tightest. So here, and then another thing is you're letting your arm get twisted. This is also probably because you're going and like blocking yourself off with your spot. So you don't want to let your arm come back forward and catch you up because what that does is it makes it so you're not continuing your rotation. Notice you can see here, you're going and at 270, your arms are completely blocking each other. This is a compromised position with the spot over the shoulder. So this is making it so you need to go and look over your shoulder and extend your body to try and increase your speed of rotation, where we want to keep everything stacked and compact. And that's just why you're not going to be coming to a landing, because you're coming in from a 2 compromised position. Let me just go and confirm that there's nothing else causing this landing mistake really quick. Yeah, so see here how you're coming in all twisted up at the last 180 and then trying to shift it around. That's going to be why you're struggling so much, because you're trying to untwist as you're trying to brace for the landing. You want to just be coming to a landing with your chill arms, and then you can use your arms to either speed up a rotation or twist it. Where here you're just too twisted, so you're unwinding, and that unwinding position is compromising your muscles, making it so you can't go and get into that landing and absorb the impact. It's very close, but those are a few things that you're really going to need to shift if you want to go and get your front fives to a point that you can start using with more sevens and stuff. Little cab free. We'll go and break this down for you. I think this was a cab free. Let me just go back and double check. Yeah, front five. And you're coming the other way. Okay, front five, cab free. So again, I'm just seeing you go really early on your setup cars here. You're coming in, switching edges to your heels before you're even at the jump. So I'd want you to see you doing the switch a bit more here. Like these takeoffs are really short and stubby, so that's one of the reasons. But the more you can delay your takeoff, the less you need to hold that position, so you'll be able to go and have your muscles ready to explode. Pop in. Eyes tracking the knuckle. Losing it. Not bad, just knuckled a little bit. The problem with this one is you're using counter rotation too soon, so you're like speeding up the rotation. And when you're rotated in this compromised position where you're straight, extended, and you don't really have anywhere to go and you're susceptible to a jump. So I just go be a bit more patient with a takeoff, a bit more patient with a snap, let your body rotate around the spot a bit more, and that'll be good, but that's super close. I've got some more clips here. Another backboard pretzel attempt. Yeah. So that's definitely your problem right now. You're going and relying on the sawed off to get the pretzel, and that's just going to be really inconsistent. So you need to go and get that slide on your front foot. That's a good position, but you just need to go and shift your weight. You can really see it here. Your upper body is completely like turned over, so your weight shifted towards your back foot. This is why you're not going to be able to hold that pocket position, but you need to press. You need to hold for the pretzel. And you're sliding off the rail. So just go and focus on getting your weight a bit more over that rail, and that's going to really help. All right, another front five attempt, going in, decent snap. Yeah, that one's closer, but you can still see you're really blocking yourself off. Here, you're completely blocked off. You want to have your upper body leading the rotation. Where you go and have your upper body lead the rotation, then it gets caught up, and then you need to try whip your head around, spotting around your shoulder here. And that's why you're coming into the landing like sort of erratic and not in control, because you're spotting over your shoulder. So it's making you go and not get controlled and into it, not giving you that room to control the rotation. Well, back free here. Backside spins are tough, so we're going to go and break this one down. We'll just break down the key points. The biggest thing here is you're super hunched over. Notice how your upper body is completely lean forward. This is okay on front side, because on front side, you can go and extend and snap, so it's not as big of a deal. But on back side, if you're bent down and you're trying to go and snap, what it does is it sends your rotation upwards. You can see it here. Your rotation is going up. That's going to throw you completely off axis and take your control. So there's a lot of stuff you need to do for a backside spin. The backside takeoffs are way harder. But the main thing is getting your back a lot straighter here. Everything else is like fine, it's doable, like there's a little places to improve. But the biggest thing here is don't want to be this hunched over. You need to keep your back as straight as possible. A little bit of bending the legs and a straight back, and that's going to be what lets you generate the spin and the correct axis. The best way to train this is just off little side hits and just going on the slope. Practice going downhill or just traversing the slope and doing back freeze without breaking up the waist and leaning forward. The taller you can keep on your backside spins, the better your takeoff is going to be. So try to get that bent forward position, straight upright. You want your head up here, right in line with your torso, following the track, that stack position. On front side, you can go and squat down because you're extending, and that's how you like build up power and pop. But on back side, that doesn't work. So you need to go and get down while keeping your whole core straight and tall. Easier said than done. Takes a lot of grinding, but it's going to be what you need to do if you want to get your backside spins more in control and more consistent, and then move on to bigger spins. So this one, that's just way too big of a setup carve. That just adds a lot of complexity doing that big of a setup carve. Narrow it in, take it a bit slower. But timing was good. But yeah, see, you're getting twisted up still, and that's always going to happen. Like, if you're not far away, we just have that little second of time where your body's lagging behind, and that's going to be what's throwing you off completely. So there, that was a good forward position, but you just didn't feel the pocket for the snap. And this happens on the backboard pretzel a lot. So in order to get that pocket, you just need to go and try to get your weight a little bit more onto that foot. Because if you have your weight a little bit more in there, then you can go and start shifting it and use that little bit of shift in weight and shift in momentum to help you generate that rotation out. Because this happens to me all the time on backward pretzels. I'm holding it, I want the pretzel, but I just don't feel the pocket. So just keep playing with it. The better you get, the sooner, the better you'll find this pocket, and the more consistent you'll be able to get into it. It's a tough trick though. Yeah, so these ones you're just going head down a little bit too much. See, you're really bent forward. To generate rotation on your board, you still need that stacked position, because a tall position, here, I can stop the share now and demonstrate a couple of the things. Sorry, with lessons that ended up taking a good chunk of time. Yeah, I'm recording, awesome. So what happens when you hunch over at your hips? Try hunch over and try tightening your core and rotate it. It's going to be a lot more challenging and not going to do with strength. But if you go and go upright, your core will be a lot more engaged and powerful. So this makes it so when you go into your backboard pretzel, you want to pop up, core tight and engaged, load onto that foot so that you can go and pop it through. I'll demonstrate it this way, because this is my regular foot. So you go get on it, load up, tall body, get it, and then you're keeping the tall body as you load your weight onto that foot, and then pop it like that. That's what you need to do for a pretzel. Really load the weight. Yeah, don't worry about it, dude. And then for front side spins, what's happening right now is you're throwing your front five. Let me do it this way. You're throwing your front five, snapping really hard, but then coming in and blocking yourself. So you're blocked like this. So then you come around looking over your shoulder, then you try, muster it around, right? What you want to be doing is leading the rotation of your upper body the whole time. So you snap off the takeoff a little bit less hard and keep everything tight, pulling so at 180 here, you're not going to be caught up. Instead, you're pulling, leading with your back arm into that landing. Cool. Same, I'll demonstrate this way. So pulling, leading the rotation, pulling with that upper body, keeping it so my back arm's leading the rotation the whole way. That's going to let me pull into a landing and really lace it, while keeping my spot down. As soon as you start looking over your shoulder, trying to get it around, it's going to compromise your body, make you overextended, where you want to be tight, stacked, and leading with your upper body. So keep working on it. You're super close, and those little tweaks are really what's going to push you to the next level.